Steve wandered through temples, surrendering to silence and stark contrasts. Beauty and chaos, poverty and serenity etched themselves into his spirit, urging him toward a purpose. Back in California, the garage waited a crucible for all he had gathered. Steve lifted a circuit board, eyes sharp and searching, decoding the hidden language of the universe. Every journey, every question burned behind that gaze. The story had only... In the mid-1970s, a small garage in Los Altos, California, pulsed with the energy of two young visionaries, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Surrounded by scattered circuit boards and soldering irons, they worked late into the night, determined to make computers accessible to everyone. Wozniak, the technical mastermind, focused on perfecting their creation. Jobs, driven by an unyielding vision, urged them forward, convinced their work could change the world.
If we get this right, anyone will be able to use it. No more complicated setups.
That's the point, Woz. We're not just selling a machine, we're offering possibility.
Their first triumph was the Apple IIe, a single-board computer, assembled by hand, ready out of the box. Jobs' relentless drive found their first customers and kept the dream alive. Each sale brought new momentum. Soon, ambition grew. The Apple II arrived sleek, with color graphics and a built-in keyboard. Suddenly, computers fit in homes, schools, and small businesses, moving far beyond hobbyists and engineers.
This is only the beginning. We're changing how people connect and create.
From a cluttered garage, Apple sparked a revolution. The daring, late-night hustle and spirit of innovation set their company and the industry on a new course. Jobs and Wozniak didn't just build computers. They crafted a legacy that inspired a digital age. In the mid-1970s, inside a modest Silicon Valley garage, Steve Jobs, restless and relentless, co-founded Apple. The Apple II's meteoric success sent shockwaves through the tech world, and by 1980, Apple's public offering made Jobs a millionaire before his 26th birthday. He became the face of innovation, celebrated for his charisma and uncompromising vision. Yet beneath Apple's explosive growth, tensions simmered. Jobs' pursuit of perfection drove the Macintosh project, but strained relationships with executives. Clashes became routine, Jobs urging bold risks, others preaching caution. John Sculley's arrival as CEO first seemed a partnership, but rifts emerged. Jobs fixated on the Macintosh, Sculley on the profitable Apple II. The board, unsettled by Jobs' mercurial style, watched the divide deepen. In 1985, a decisive boardroom meeting changed everything. Sculley confronted Jobs, and the board chose the CEO. Jobs was stripped of power. The company he'd poured his soul into was no longer his. Banished from Apple's halls, Jobs faced an existential void. Betrayal lingered. The loss was staggering. His vision, his identity, suddenly uprooted. Alone with his frustration and grief, he was forced to question his worth and future. From the heights of triumph to the depths of exile, Jobs' journey became one of reckoning. The company that once defined him was gone. But even in adversity, the seeds of transformation were sown, setting the stage for a legacy that would reshape the world. When Steve Jobs left Apple in 1985, he faced a moment of profound loss and uncertainty. The world he helped shape slipped away, leaving him with questions about purpose and identity. Yet, beneath the disappointment, Jobs' determination remained unbroken. In the bright modern offices of Next, he rallied a new team, channeling his vision into creating powerful computers designed for education and business. Every detail mattered, from the sleek hardware to the revolutionary Next Step software. Despite commercial obstacles, the spirit in the Next workspace was electric, driven by Jobs' relentless pursuit of innovation. At the same time, Jobs saw promise in a small graphics group from Lucasfilm. He invested in Pixar, forging a place where experimentation and storytelling thrived. The Pixar studio buzzed with creativity, fueled by Jobs' belief in the potential of technology to awaken emotion. Years of risk and perseverance led to a partnership with Disney, and in 1995, Toy Story premiered. Audiences were captivated by the film's heartfelt story and groundbreaking animation. Pixar's achievement forever changed how movies were made and felt. Through Next and Pixar, Jobs rebuilt himself, overcoming failure with ingenuity and resilience. His comeback revealed a renewed visionary one who fused art and science to create lasting impact. Jobs' journey continues to inspire, reminding us that true innovation often grows from adversity, and the courage to start anew can reshape the world. In 1997, Apple teetered on the brink of collapse. Hallways once alive with innovation now echoed with uncertainty. Employees moved quietly, glancing at empty desks and wondering if the company would survive. Into this atmosphere stepped Steve Jobs, bringing clarity and an unshakable vision. On the keynote stage in 1998, Jobs revealed the iMac, a burst of color and bold design. The audience sat silent for a heartbeat, then surged to its feet, applause rolling like thunder. The sense of possibility returned, igniting hope. 3 years later, Jobs held up the iPod. The room tensed with anticipation. As he proclaimed 1,000 songs in your pocket, a wave of excitement swept the crowd. Whistles, cheers, and awed laughter filled the air. The energy was palpable. In 2007, Jobs stood before a sea of expectant faces. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. As the iPhone appeared, the audience gasped, then erupted in a standing ovation, history unfolding in real time. Jobs paused, scanning the crowd. A hush fell, thousands holding their breath. With a wry smile, he announced, "Oh, and one more thing." The anticipation was electric. From desperate uncertainty to global triumph, Steve Jobs' return transformed Apple and inspired the world to believe in the power of vision, resilience, and wonder. Steve Jobs believed in challenging the ordinary. Through vision and relentless persistence, he transformed technology, inviting the world to see beauty and possibility where others saw only complexity. Yet, his journey was never easy. As illness shadowed his final years, Jobs pressed forward, pouring his energy into creating tools that empowered, connected, and inspired millions. In his last public words, he offered a simple but profound reminder: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. He spoke openly about mortality, invention, and meaning, urging all to trust their intuition, to find what they love, and to live each day with courage and intention. After his passing, the world responded with gratitude and quiet tears. Across continents, fans brought flowers, handwritten notes, and glowing candles to Apple stores. Their faces reflected hope, a sense that one person's vision could truly change the future. His legacy reaches far beyond devices or design. It's the belief that thinking differently can change everything. It's the courage to dream, to create, and to leave the world more beautiful for having lived. Steve Jobs' enduring message echoes around the globe. Honor your time, follow your passion, and never underestimate the power of one idea or the mark you can leave when you dare to think differently.